Don't try to empty one thing after another, it'll take even if you go for 1,000,000 years, you will always be finding something new because…
So just about anything can be cracked with sheer sound, just by something like this. If two people just do this, if it is a perfect match, you can bring the building down.
You become empty not because you have nothing. You become empty because you're dispossessed.
Energy, where 1+1 is no more 2, 1+1 is 1,000,000. You want to couple them in such a way that we have the experience of both. That is why we are teaching you Shambhavi. That means it's a twilight zone where creation and non-creation both happening at the same time within you. The sound is not the basis of the energy, it's the energy which is the basis of the sound. Because there is energy in this body, I can make these sounds, isn't it? But at the same time, sound is the basis of energy on another level. If you just play energy around, you will see virtual protons get created. That means creation is happening in an absolute vacuum space.
My name is Sinchana from the Department of Management Studies. So, my question is, how do I see or understand Adiyogi as a Swayambhu, which is self-born, and Aja as unborn, since both are contradictory? Also, he's referred as limitless and nothingness. So, can you please state your opinion?
Say, today you're in… please sit down. You're in management studies. If you complete these studies and go to work somewhere, people say you're a manager. Over a period of time, those people who work around you, they keep referring to you as a manager, and in their experience, you are a manager, isn't it? Whatever you may think within yourself, maybe you will also start believing you're a manager. But others definitely see you as a manager, similarly with various things. So Adiyogi literally means the first yogi. A yogi means who consciously obliterated all boundaries around him. See, because you have a set boundary, this is me, that is you. Suppose the boundaries actually exist only for the physical body, isn't it? This is my body, that's your body. This is my mind, that's your mind. But I want you to understand, there is no such thing as this is my life and that is your life. This is a living cosmos. You captured a little bit of it, I captured a little bit of it, somebody else captured a little more. That's about it. Now, if you're identified with your body, you're somebody. Yes? If you're identified with your mind also, you call yourself, I'm this or that. But if your identity is not with your physicality or with your psychological structure, you're really a nobody, isn't it? If you're a nobody, are you limited or unlimited? So when we say yogi, we are in many ways saying he is a nobody because he's not identified with his body. Well, he has a body, but he's not identified with it. See, what you call as my body right now, just some time ago was probably a papaya or a carrot or a fruit or a vegetable or something, isn't it so? Hello? You don't like that. What do you like? It was some food, something to be eaten, isn't it so? You ate that and now it's sitting here as my body or your body. Before that, it was just soil that you walk upon. And after some time, again it'll become soil. Most people don't get this point unless you bury them, that you're just a little bit of this planet, aren't you? Huh? Aren't you? Just a piece, little bit of soil. When we bury you, you understand, but it's a bit late. But if you realize right now, whatever I call as myself is all accumulation from outside. That was not me, okay? Somebody unplugging something. So, if your identity is not with things that you have gathered, what would you identify with? If you identify with the fundamental life process, it's not here, it's just happening all over the place. So in that sense, we are saying he is limitless, because he is not sitting there as a body, nor is he sitting there as a psychological structure. Both these things are outside influences on you. About him being a Swayambhu, it means that he is self-made, everything that he is. See, today you're sitting here, you may not be conscious, but your father, mother, your grandparents and their grandparents and their grandparents, if you go 100,000 generations, all of them are in some way living through you, isn't it? Yes? You may not consciously remember, but your great-great-great-grandmother's nose is sitting on your face without you being conscious about it. Yes or no? So, this is an accumulation of memory, first of all. There is evolutionary memory, there is genetic memory and karmic memory and various other forms of memory. In yoga, we identify memory as 8 different fundamental forms in which this body is formed. Because these 8 different memories are there, memory means it's a software that's been given to you. This is why it grows like this. Suppose whatever food you eat, I know you eat the same kind of food, but suppose you eat certain kind of food, the same food, if I give it to my dog, will it become you? Or if I give my dog's food, will you become a dog? Nothing like that will happen. This body will never get confused, isn't it? Because the software is well entrenched. Put whatever you want, this will do the same thing because the memory is well established. So what you call as myself right now is not you. It is a consequence of a huge amalgamation of memory. A little bit you have added your character to it, but rest of it is all come to you from somewhere else. So when we say a Swayambhu, because he is no way using his ancestry, no way using the faculties or the memories of the body, he has placed himself above that. He is completely himself, not a consequence of history, not a consequence of genetics, but he's all by himself. So we call him, he's totally self-made or he's a Swayambhu. The word Shiva, Shiva means that which is not. That which is physical creation. That which is not that which is not physical. That which is not, where can it be? In India or America? Or on this planet or in another galaxy, where can it be? It's everywhere. So, there is a dimensionless existence. So we called it appropriately Shiva, that means that which is not. Today modern scientists are saying that nearly 99% of the cosmos is empty. But not that there is nothing, there is something, but it is not something. Because our idea of something is, we should be able to perceive through 5 senses. See, right now what you can see and what you cannot see is this. You can see my hand because it is stopping light. Anything that is not stopping light, you don't see, isn't it? Right now there is air here which you're breathing, which is most vital for your existence, but you don't see it. You don't see the air unless you live in Delhi. Now, if you look up in the sky, you see the stars. But stars are a small happening. The real thing is the vast emptiness. So this we refer to as Shiva, that which is not. Today modern scientists are saying this vast space has a tremendous amount of energy, but it is not any of the energies that are measurable by us, like electromagnetic waves or weak nuclear energy or strong nuclear energy or electrical systems or microwaves, none of these things. It is none of the measurable energies. But there is no denying it is tremendously powerful. So we said,
So this is…
Shiva means that which is not. And we said it is in the lap of Shiva that creation happens. At the same time, we called Adiyogi also the Shiva because he perceived that which is not. You are who you are, people call you a director, a film producer, why? Because you perceived something. If you did not perceive that, they would not recognize you as that. So we recognized Adiyogi as Shiva because he perceived that which is not. Because he perceived that, we called him also Shiva. So we will call the ultimate reality as Shiva, the one who realized that, the Adiyogi, as Shiva. One who did not realize that but has the possibility, we'll call him Shiva. We'll call the dog also Shiva because he is also made of the same stuff, but he cannot know. But we want him to hear that sound. So every time we call him Shiva, 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 we hope that he will evolve one day.
This question is from Vasini. If one has a deep yearning for nothingness and one is doing all the sadhanas and becoming emptier each day, but the experience still has not happened, what is one to do, Sadhguru?
Emptiness does not come in installments. Because emptiness means that which is not. Why emptiness is? Because fullness, there is no such thing, it's just a word. If you really look at it, let us say, I will put $1 billion into your pocket. No, I have no such plans. I am raising funds right now, okay? Suppose, just to titillate you, I will put $1 billion into your pocket. It feels very full for one day, but then you see her walking with $10 billion, you have? Then suddenly your pocket feels empty with $1 billion. Then let's say we'll put another 9 for you. You have $10 billion. Then he is walking with $100 billion. Suddenly it again feels empty. So your pocket can never be full, no matter how much we put. We'll take your head. When you passed your first standard, you felt like, what's there more to know in this world? You know? Then they told you there's a goddamn second standard. And you went through this, then they told you 10th standard is public exam, that's it. If you do that, this is your parents went on telling you, this is the key aspect of your life, 10th standard is very crucial, you believed. And you finished your 10th standard and you're feeling chest puffed up and you thought you really know it. Then the next day they started bothering you, which college will you join, which college will you join? What college? I thought number 10 I reached. Perfect number champion number, but no good. Like this at every point. So, how much ever we put into your head will never become full. Well, initially you just fell in love with only one person. Then when you fall in love with one person, she produces 1 or 2 or 3. Then you fell in love with all of them. But then they produce grandchildren like this. That also you loved, actually more than this one. So your heart also cannot become full. You go in a constipated installments, that's different. If you fall in love with everything in the universe, still it is not full, still it is capable of taking more. So your pocket cannot become full, your head cannot become full, your heart cannot become full. So fullness is an illusion that you chase, there is no such thing. But emptiness is possible. What is empty is never partially empty. Fullness is always partial. Emptiness is always total. When something is empty, it is absolutely empty. So you don't do that in installments. If you try to do it in installments, then you you will never catch emptiness because you cannot catch emptiness. This happened one day. A lady was having a neighboring woman, another lady from the neighborhood who is also about her same age, both of them have children. So of course she wanted to, boast a little bit. She said, we bought a few liters of olive oil and we soaked our baby in this olive oil. Then the other lady asked, really? It must be very expensive, but his skin quality must have really changed. Then the man in the house came out and said, I don't know about that, we've not been able to catch him till now. So don't try to catch emptiness. You can't catch emptiness, it's not anywhere. But it's total. So what do I do? How do I empty myself? You understand this, if I take a bucket, I can empty it by throwing a mug after mug out. If I take a well, I can take buckets and buckets and buckets and empty it. Well, that is not the way it happens. You become empty not because you have nothing. You become empty because you're dispossessed. You're not possessed by the things that you carry. Right now you're possessed. Your money, your home, your relationships, your God, your religion, your philosophies, your love affairs, anything and everything possesses you. When you're dispossessed, you're empty. So this is the purpose of sitting with eyes closed, not praying to somebody, not calling out some god, not something, just cut off, lock down. This is, all over the world, the governments are now initiating you into a spiritual process so that you're not possessed by what is around you, you're simply all by yourself. But of course, many of you are behaving as if you're possessed. When you're dispossessed, you're empty. Otherwise, you'll go on and on and on. I'm saying you're looking in the wrong direction. You're looking at a few tidbits that you have gathered in your life. Yes, that's all you gathered. And thinking, if I leave one, I will become empty, okay, I lift one more, I'll become empty. People go to Kashi. It's a tradition that in ancient times they said when you go to Kashi, you must become dispossessed. There's nothing more. Every day you see hundreds of bodies burning there, you sit there for a few days or few months. When you come back, you're dispossessed, you are not entangled with anything. Then people made it little more, you must leave some money and come, you must leave something else and come. These days they leave only pavakai and come, the bitter gourd. Anyway, they were not eating it. So that one they will leave it and come, you must leave something and come. So I left bitter gourd because I don't like it anyway. That is not the way to leave it, because you are aiming at the wrong target. Even if you shoot it, it's not going to go away. This happened. One day, Shankaran Pillai was newly married. So he made it a point when he's coming back from his office, he always stopped in a restaurant and made sure He ate reasonably well and then came home, because home was an experiment still. So he came home and his wife was… as soon as he came home, she opened the door, she hugged him and cried bitterly. He asked, "What happened?" She said, "Just for you, I went through so much… from morning I've been online, taking instructions from a cooking, instructor, and I made chicken biryani for you. I think it turned out well, but the dog, our dog, ate it up. I just went for a shower, by the time I came out, our dog ate it up." Shankaran Pilla says, "It's okay, don't cry, I will buy a new dog." So, what's her name?
Vasini.
Huh?
Vasini.
Vasini. If you want to become empty, what is needed is to get dispossessed. There are methods for that, how to do it. Don't try to empty one thing after another, it'll take even if you go for 1,000,000 years, you will always be finding something new because how you gather it, you never know. You can get rid of this, you can get rid of that, but you keep on gathering other kind of things. So don't go that way, there are proper methods. You should get initiated into something which will work.
Sadhguru, I read in the Mystics Musings that you clapped at the time of Dhyanalinga consecration and there was a crack on the linga. Can you explain the significance behind that, and is it the sound or is it something else?
You want me to clap now? Now, that is not because of the sound. The power of the sound that Panditji was saying is, in the modern science we are trying to explain it off as resonance. If the Shruti is perfect on the two, naturally the string will break. As you were saying, the bridge breaking up is a classic example in every textbook, you know. Two soldiers are walking and a bridge which can take tons of weight will collapse just because two men are walking in unison. It's a classic textbook example. So just about anything can be cracked with sheer sound, just by something like this. If two people just do this, if it is a perfect match, you can bring the building down. We don't produce perfect musicians in the school, okay? They'll bring down the building because being in absolute unison can create a certain energy where 1 + 1 is no more 2, 1 + 1 is 1,000,000. So, classical music, when two people sing, Jugalbandi is never about two people singing together. They're always setting this thing because the musicians who crafted this music are aware, or if two musicians are absolutely perfect, they could cause damage to the physical structure. People may just attain, their bodies may break, it is possible. The whole process that you see in the existence is from non-creation to creation, from unmanifest to manifest. But the other process is also happening. Today, cosmologists have recognized a whole galaxy will collapse into itself and become nothing. It'll become a black hole, it's nothingness. And nothingness is recognized as the most powerful space in the existence. Today they're beginning to call it dark energy and whatever else. So essentially, sound is a certain kind of… it is the first step into creation, from non-creation. But yoga is about uniting that which is creation and that which is non-creation. The word yoga means to unite. To uniting that which is creation. Creation means a limited form. It may be a planet, it may be a solar system, it may be a galaxy, but still a limited form. In our perspective, it may be large, we may think the universe is unlimited. That's our perspective. An ant thinks you're unlimited. Our perspective of what is size is from the size of who we are. We are looking at something is large, something is small. Essentially, any form is a limited space. So, yoga means to unite that which is limited with that which is unlimited. So, what is a form? To make it formless. But at the same time, we don't want to lose our form, but we want to connect the limited with the unlimited. Yoga means, the other word is to yoke or to unite. So we want to yoke or unite the limited with the unlimited. We want to couple them in such a way that we have the experience of both. That is why we are teaching you Shambhavi. That means it's a twilight zone where creation and non-creation both happening at the same time within you. The process of creation is moving from unmanifest to manifest. But another dimension, which is even more important, is moving from manifest to unmanifest. So this is a culture which recognized the significance and importance of that and held that as the foremost process in the existence. That is why we hold the destroyer as the Mahadeva. Destroyer means he is moving the manifest into unmanifest. So he is held as the highest because here we recognize that is the highest process. Making the unmanifest into manifest is a limited process. Making the manifest into unmanifest is the unlimited process. So that is the reason, though Shiva is a destroyer, he is held as a Mahadeva. So, cracking of the stone is not because of the sound. I don't even know if it made sound, it made some sound, but it's not the sound, it is a different process. Because if any energy happens at a certain scale, sound gets produced. Have you seen the airplanes sometimes, the fighter jets are going and when they break the sound barrier, boom, like a bomb it goes. All that happened is an object moved faster than what it was. From a certain limit, it crossed that limit of speed and suddenly there's an explosive sound, nothing exploded. See, nothing blew, all right, there's no fire, but there is sound. When a jet crosses the sound limit, there is no fire, there's no explosion happening, nothing great happening in the engines of the jet, but still you hear a boom because an energy is created. So, the energy is the basis of the sound. The sound is not the basis of the energy. It's the energy which is the basis of the sound. Because there is energy in this body, I can make these sounds, isn't it? But at the same time, sound is the basis of energy on another level. It is because of sound that energy has happened. When there is no sound, there is energy but it's unmanifest. It is simply there. So today, modern nuclear science is explaining this in a certain way. You can see virtual protons and virtual neutrons being created. If you just as much as add energy outside, not connected to this chamber, if you just play energy around, you will see virtual protons get created. That means creation is happening in an absolute vacuum space. So, in a non-existence, which we are referring to as Shiva, existence is beginning to happen with the first play of energy. So we say this is Shakti. Energy is Shakti. Once she begins to play, creation begins to happen. The first form of creation is always the sound. The first there was word. And it's both ways. See, we always try to understand everything logically. Logic always moves step by step. Creation does not move step by step. There's no point trying to logically put it on a blackboard and say, this how creation happens. It's a silly way to go. There's only one way. If you cave into yourself, use whatever. You use music, sound or a sledgehammer, use whatever the hell you want to use. But if you just cave in, then you know it.